Farmers, welcome back to Griffin, Indiana. Last day of summer and the work is going on. We got a lot of corn chaff that's been happening here today. As you can see, we got the Steiger already compacting one side of the bunker down, and I'm filling up the last one. Well, the second one, not the last one. I got more. But this will be probably enough to hold what we have left here today. We got one more cornfield that we're doing. I got maybe like probably 3 more loads, 4 more loads somewhere in that vicinity here. And this is what's taking me all the time. I haven't been stuck at all yet today, now you'll watch. Now that I'm recording, I'm going to get stuck. We got some work going on elsewhere as well. We got the Vultra. He is, Frank Jr. is putting down the cow manure in the field right in front of us. Well, technically in front of the vehicle behind us as I'm facing anyways. He's already spread the manure down in the field number 11 over there. And we do have, we'll say Mrs. Frank is in the Deutzfahrer over there, plowing that cornfield. Eventually she'll come over here and plow this one once Frank Jr. is done spreading the manure on it. And Frank Sr. is over in the forage harvester. He's waiting for me because I've been gathering up the chaff, as you can see. A couple things have gone on since last episode. It took me a while to get caught up because for me it's been about 3.5 weeks since I've been actually in Griffin, Indiana recording an episode. So I had to get caught up. So I finished up the harvest that was over, that's what, fields 14, 15, 16. I finished the harvest there, been around picking up all the straw bales, what have you. That was on the first day of summer. Yeah, it should have been on the first day of summer, I would assume. First or second day of summer. So I remember saying we're going to hold off on mowing the grass, and I still haven't mowed the grass. It's the last day of summer. The forecast has been kind of off a little bit. It was supposed to stop raining yesterday at about noon, and it did. And the forecast didn't show any rain after noon yesterday. They lied because it rained at 6 and it rained last night at 2 o'clock in the morning. So the grass is very wet, and you can see we're already past 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the last day of summer, which is, I got today and tomorrow are good days for no rain. At least that's what it says. But as of right now, the grass is still over 20% moisture, which means if I cut it, it's going to be wet grass, which means I have to ted it. And then we have to wait for it to turn to dry grass, and we got to wait for it to turn to hay. So hopefully when I get done with this forage harvesting here, we can see what the grass is. Hopefully the moisture is below 20% so we can cut it as soon as possible so it can start drying. I don't like cutting the grass here in Griffin, Indiana, late summer, early fall, because we did that once and the grass never turned to hay. So fingers crossed that it will. We do have a slight problem that we're going to take care of today. I mentioned it way many episodes ago and maybe recently as well, but the auto feeder for the cows is not keeping up. We haven't run out of food TMR yet, but it's just not keeping up. I've tried a couple of settings on it. Even though I got the automatic feeder set to feed them 4 times a day, it's only activating twice. And I got it set for them to feed it if the feed trough is at 50% or lower, because I've been fiddling with that thing, trying to get it to feed it 4 times a day, and it just won't. And now I'm at the point of where the TMR feeder, like I said, it feeds them twice a day, and it doesn't even get the feed trough above 50%. And I think this morning we were down to like 18,000 liters of TMR, which may sound like a lot, but it's not when you have the amount of cows that we have. And I had to go look, but we had about 1,560 cows at the end of last episode. And now here we are 5 days later. So you can just imagine that the number is climbing, and it's climbing fast. I wanted to be at 1,750 by the end of the year. That shouldn't be a problem unless we start losing cows. I've only got the notification once. I don't know how many episodes ago it was that I said we lost some cows. And I haven't gotten a notification since, but I do believe that some cows are dying of old age because I went and they're looking for a couple of cows that we had and they're not there anymore. So I'm assuming they're dying, I guess. I don't know. That seems to be bugged out, maybe. But the numbers are still going up. So hitting 1,750 by the end of the year, like I said, should not be a problem. I mean, we still got fall and winter to go through. And last I looked, I was at 1,640 something. Just shy of 1,650. So I should be able to get another 100 cows in a half a year. My guess we might even hit 1,800. Who knows? And then that means next year just got to hit 200. And once we hit 2,000 cows, I think I'm going to call the series. Just because That was the goal, hit 2,000 cows and being able to feed them. I may finish out the year, but who knows, but next year definitely should be the last season in Griffin, Indiana. I'm not going to go a full season trying to feed 2,000 cows. But we are going to solve the problem with the TMR food for the cows. We're going to put down our own mixer. And I'm not going to just go ahead and get the mixer in the game, base game, that can mix some TMR. Even the modded one I have that Stevie made for Farming Simulator 19, even that only holds 50 some odd thousand liters. And when the cows require hundreds of thousands of liters of food a day, that would just take me forever. So we're going to put down a big feeder. I think it's the one that we used in the Pacific Northwest. I'm not sure if it's the exact one or not. Can I back this trailer up in here? No problem. I mean, like I said, I was having no problems. I guess it's talking and trying to drive at the same time. I can't do two things at once. Alright, so let's go ahead and dump this in here. Actually, that Steiger might be kind of close to being done compacting, but I'll let him just keep on going, because what's the point? Actually, I don't know who's driving the Steiger, because let's see, we got Mrs. Frank. She's in the Deutz Fire. Frank Jr.'s doing the manure, and Frank Sr.'s doing, I don't know, Francine. Yeah, we got a new worker, Francine, which is the sister of Frank Jr. and the daughter of Mrs. Frank and Mr. Frank, I guess. I'll probably forget names after a while, because that's the way it is. So we're going to put down a TMR mixer, and the capacity of that is 1 million liters. So that'll be good. And then that should solve the problem with the cows with the TMR food, because they are kind of low. Now I am kind of concerned about the hay situation, because here we are. Like I said, I know not tomorrow it's not supposed to rain, but the day after it's supposed to. Now I guess it all depends on when the rain comes. Hopefully by then the grass will turn to hay. If it does, then we don't have a problem at all. Then we're fine. Then we're golden. If we run out of hay, that means we won't be able to make TMR, but we're still fine because we got plenty of silage to feed the cows. Just that the cows' health will probably come down because I forgot what silage is. TMR will give is 100%. I think just giving them just pure silage, maybe like 70%. I have no idea what the number is. Ben Solons has looked at numbers and now playing Farming Simulator 22, coming back in the 19. Yeah, numbers are just everywhere. So probably got about, let's see, probably about 2 more trailers of chaff. Nobody made it into silage, but 2 more trailers of chaff to collect here. And then we're all set with this field. And we're all set for harvesting fields. We just got to go ahead and cut the grass here in a little while. Yeah, I was getting a little frustrated last night, just that when I was fast forwarding, it started raining again at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was kind of hoping to get the grass cut actually the day before, because the way the weather forecast showed it's going to stop raining at noon. I'm like, okay, now it stopped raining at noon, and the grass moisture at that point was only 22%. I said, it can dry 2% the rest of the day. If I can cut it tonight, it can dry a little bit overnight, and maybe today it'll be hay, then it'll start raining again. I'm like, okay, fine. Then it rained again at 2 o'clock. I'm like, are you just kidding me right now? Now, this field over here to our right, we did plant grass in that this season. I don't know if it's high enough to cut it for grass. I'll have to, when I get done here getting my last trailer of chaff, I'll have to run over there to see if the grass is tall enough to cut. I could bring the big M on over and we'll see if it cuts it anyways. More the merrier. Am I going to finish this row, or are we going to fill up? Alright, I think I'm full enough. I can fit like another 200 some odd liters in here. Not a big deal. So, the cornfields, yeah, we're already transferring them over. Well, not transferring them over. We're preparing them for next season. I don't know if I'll even get that far to where I got to go ahead and do the forage harvesting next season or not, but we're going to continue like we are, because I can't say for sure. Who knows, I might end up losing like 100 cows over the winter and my numbers are off. Who knows? I would say, it's hard to say. Like I said, I got the message once that we lost some cows, and I think I've had to lose a couple since then for sure. Because I noticed a couple of the males that were rather heavy and they were at 10 years old. I go back and looking for them and they're gone. I never got the message saying that I lost cows to old age. So I'm not too sure. Not too sure. But we should be, as you can tell, we're pretty set on silage here. Let's see, I got one full bunker. Those bunkers over there. I got one full bunker over there and maybe still near 1 million liters in the other bunker. Plus we're going to have all this. So we got plenty of chaff / silage for the cows. It'll be very precise backing in this tight little spot here. The mirror is fine. It can clip into the concrete all at once. Then one more trailer will be good. Yeah, Francine must be having a heck of a ride in that Steiger over there compacting it. Let me just go over and check to see. I haven't checked since I started. Oh yeah, you know, okay. We'll give her the rest of the. We'll give her about an hour off. Basically, is what we're going to end up doing here. You can stop doing that. And easy does it. All right, you can park right there. And let's go ahead and cover that so we can start fermenting. Perfect. I probably actually will get to this silage over here because the amount the cows are requiring for TMR, we're going to go through that silage, especially through the winter. So I'm already planning, like next episode will probably be us picking up, hopefully, hay. Like I said, today we're going to take care of the rest of this cornfield, chaff, and then we're going to get the big M out, cut the grass. In the next episode, hopefully the beginning of the episode, we're collecting hay. And then, of course, I'm going to skip through winter. Probably won't show any of that because it's just me feeding the cows, making sure we got water, TMR, clean them out, all that good stuff, straw for bedding at 100%. And, of course, sell the grain at some point in the winter. Oh, yeah, and I did just sell some milk like the 3rd or 4th day of summer. We were getting up to 800,000 liters in the cow barn. And the price was like at $1,400. So I think overall, after I paid the worker to come and collect the milk, I think I profited like $960,000, somewhere around there. So that's why the money is up higher. Higher is always better. We are going to spend, well, yeah, hardly any of that money. But the TMR mixer we're putting down, I think it's like $150,000, something like that. I got the materials to make TMR. That's not the problem. It's just that automatic feeder is just not keeping up with the cows at all. And I don't understand why, even though I got the feeder, I changed the times on the feeders. I tried saving the game, exit, reloading the game, thinking it needed to be reset. I play with the numbers of when to feed the cows, and yeah, the time comes for the timer to feed them, and the TMR mixer automatic feeder just sits there and does nothing. And we're sitting at like maybe 20% feed in the food trough, and I'm like, so we're not going to run, huh? It just sits there, does nothing. So I'm not too sure about that thing. Don't get me wrong, it's done a nice job up until this point. So who knows? You know, maybe it's not meant to keep up with the amount of cows that we have going. I don't know. But we're gonna have to put down our own mixer. And that'll be just there just to do whatever the automatic feeder doesn't do. It's not like I'm gonna stop using the automatic feeder and not fill that up and let that do its thing. But you'll see here shortly when I show where the feed actually is on the cows. It's rather low. It's not extremely low where I'm getting that concerned about it, that they're going to die. I'm not going to have feed for them. But I definitely need to put down that mixer today, just to be sure, because, like I said, I woke up this morning. Well, I woke up this morning. We sped through the morning, and I got the feeder now to feed them at 6 a.m. And at 6 a.m. we were down to under 20,000 liters in the feed trough. So, not the best of things. So we are done with the forage harvesting this season. I'm just going to run over here because I want to see what the grass is looking like. It says it's ready for harvest. I mean, is it tall enough? I mean, I can bring the Krone Big M over and cut it. We won't get much out of it, but we'll get something out of it maybe. Let's see here. Let's stop driver. Alright, so Francine is done with the Steiger. Frank Sr. is done with the forage harvester. We'll leave that parked right there for now. Actually, Frank's going to ride with me in the Peterbilt, and I'm going to get him in the Steiger, and he's going to start compacting the chaff in the bunker that we're putting this into. Yeah, as you can still see, I got the problem over here. For some reason, that's I think that's 2 seasons now in a row where I don't know. The forage harvester just doesn't like cutting the corn there. The good news is we got plenty of it. We're not in that much shortage, so the heck with it. The heck with it. Let it stay there. We'll plow it in. Get some fertilization out of it, I guess. Actually, Frank Jr. should be done spreading manure on this cornfield over here as well. So that just leaves Mrs. Frank on her lonesome over there in the Deutz-Fahrer plowing in that cornfield. But while I'm down here, after I empty this out, I'm going to go over and grab 90,000 liters of silage. When we put down our TMR mixer, I'm going to put in 90,000 liters of silage right away. And then we'll probably just use our super strength to grab some bales of straw and hay and start putting it in there and start mixing it on up. The good news is the TMR mixer, from what I saw, does make TMR rather fast, so that's a good thing. Okay, so almost another full bunker over here. Actually, I did not even see how much silage I had, or chaff I had in that bunker over there. I just filled up and started compacting it. Let's drive you over here. Alright, let's get Frank busy. I think I'll just go ahead and have him compact the chaff on, as we face it right now, this side here, because he'll still compact on the other side. I know it doesn't quite make sense that it's compacting over there. We're not driving over there. But you understand it. Hopefully you do. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Start course recording. And then don't go all the way, because sometimes you'll roll off the end. And I'll stroll back so I can see the back end of the silo bunker, because I don't want to go off the edge. I don't want the chaff to exceed. Right there's good. Alright, so make sure that is deactivated. Stop at last point. And go ahead and drive the course. Hey, it's already 2% compacted. There we go. And we got 1.5 million liters of chaff in there. I don't think you can see, once it's covered in fermenting, you can't see what the literage, there's that word again. We can't see how many liters we got in there. Alright, let's go over and grab some silage, and then we're going to go up to the cow barn. We're going to place down this TMR mixer. We're going to get it up and going, then I'll kind of show you the cow stats. Like I said, I haven't checked actually in a day or so. I forgot when I checked. The last I knew was like 1640. 40 something. Let's go get some silage here. Then we'll head on up, which is fine because the Krone Big M is up there to cut the grass anyways. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get to do much of the decoration around this field as I originally thought I would. Obviously, when Farming Simulator 22 came out, and the way they kind of changed a lot of how the game works, I've been kind of learning myself on that as we go along here. Why is that engine off? It shouldn't be off. I don't know, I've restarted the game a couple times, like I said, so maybe that's why it's off. Yep, just under 1 million liters left in this bunker here, and over on the other bunker we got like 1.5 million. So we definitely have enough silage to feed the cows. So if we do run out of hay this year or next year, whenever it may be, we can just go ahead and feed them silage, and that'll keep them going. But their health, like I said, their health is usually at 98%. I think their health will drop down maybe to like 75, 80%. I'm not too sure about the numbers. I'm just spitballing a number out there. I don't really know. Alright, let's go up here, visit the cows, see what they're up to. Let's turn off the helper HUD. go up and see what the cows are up to. Then we'll grab the Big M and start cutting some grass, hopefully. Hopefully the moisture level is below 20%. We need it below 26%, so I want to see it 19% at least before I cut it. We do see in the upper right-hand corner, I got a plus sign. So that means it's a good day for drying. It's not an average day, it's a good day. And hopefully tomorrow is supposed to be really windy. I think today the wind speed is like 3 to 4 meters a second. I think tomorrow is going to be like 8 meters a second. So hopefully that dries up the grass rather well tomorrow and makes some hay. I'm like 75-80% sure we're going to be fine on hay, but there's a little bit of me that says, yeah, I thought that before in fall when we tried to make hay, and it never turned. Never turned at all. There's our lovely ladies making out the milk. Oh yeah, and the bedding. They're going through tons of straw for bedding now. And we'll have a look at the stats here in just a moment. I put all the straw that we got this year, I put all the straw basically in that shed right there just because they need it mostly there. I'll turn the engine off here so we can kind of go over. I'll show you what's going on here with the mixer, the feeder, kind of the settings I got it on. So I got feedings at midnight, 6 a.m., noon, and 6 o'clock in the evening, so 6 hours apart. But honestly, it's only feeding them at 6 in the morning and 6 in the evening. I put more need feeding at 50%. And this is right here kind of misleading. So my feeder will make actually two trips. Every time it activates, it'll make 2 trips. So you think, it says each trip 140,000 liters. You think each trip would equal 280,000 liters it's feeding them. No, every time it activates, it's only putting in 140,000 liters. So even though it's taking 2 trips, it's not giving 140,000 per trip. So it's a little misleading there. So that's where my stats are there. And if we go into the cows here, we're up to 1671 on the cows. You can see the TMR is down to, well, we're below 80,000. And it did not feed them at noon at all. It did not activate at noon because I filled these up this morning after it fed. And yeah, noon came, went, did not activate. So not too sure how what's going on there. So now that we got tons of cash, it's not a problem. I got to remember, I'm hitting all the wrong buttons because I'm used to 22. Let's go into landscaping. And what I'm going to do here is we're going to flatten out, and flatten should be these 2 buttons here. Just to be sure that we got it nice and flat if we can. Alright, that's good enough. And now if we go into here, is it under silos? I activated the mod. I should have came in here to see where it is, but I think it's going to be under silos, right? Maybe not. Oh, I got more silos activated for mods. Oh no, here it is, right here. So there was 2 of them I was looking at. The other one takes grass. This one takes hay, straw, silage. So we're definitely going to go with this one here because that is what we're doing. And ooh, it's a little bit bigger than I thought it was. That's fine. It's all good. So let's go ahead and I'm trying to see what the looks like it's rising up as I go closer to the fence. I don't want it to do that. Yeah, it's kind of weird that it's rising up the ground like that. And let me put it, if I put it more over there, that's kind of in the way of what I'm doing. Just put it down. All right, there we go. There we go. That's not too bad. All right, so let's go ahead and drop in some silage so we can get this thing up and running. Should it not accept silage here? I thought I accepted silage there. I think I need to turn the machine on That usually helps. Alright, with that on, I brought a straw bale over. That turns it off. No, we want it on. And where is the trigger for this here? Been a while since I used this. There used to be, I thought there was a trigger here that turned this on as well. There we go. There it is. Alright, like I said, I'm going to use super strength for this because I don't have time to fiddle around with the Ford and bring over a whole lot of bales. Oh, so if I just leave that on and bring it on over, it just takes the bales automatically. So I should have... It should take a second to register, but I think it's going to say 40,000 liters here shortly. Hopefully it does. Let's put in 60,000 liters of straw. Still only saying 20, but I think if I remember correctly, it took a while for it to register before. Now hopefully, there we go. Now I got the trigger for silage. All right, I'm feeling a little bit better. Let's go ahead. Nope. I was trying to find it before, so there is the trigger for it. There we go, 60,000 liters of straw, so that's got it all corrected. Now let's go grab 60,000 liters of hay, put it on in there. Let that do its thing. And then I'll be able to help feed the cows when needed. As you can see, I got those bunkers over there in the mixer for the automatic feeder. They're full for some reason. I don't know why I didn't turn on at noon, even though I got it set to turn on at noon. Did you take that hay bale? I think you did. Now, I probably should take a quick look. How are we doing on hay bales? 119. Well, if I don't get hay this year, I think that'll get me through winter and into spring. And then I'll be short on it. Alright, so we'll let that... it's already made 1,000 liters of TMR. Perfect. Let's go ahead and we'll leave this truck here for now, because why not? Alright, let's run over to here. How are we doing on the grass? Please be below 20% so I can start cutting grass. It's right at 20%. Well, alright. I'll see you probably in just a few minutes, I guess. I'm not too sure when. It is now 2:45. Actually, you know what? You might as well stay right here with me, right? Let's just go ahead and... Alright, is that enough? 19%. Alright, so we should be all set. Before I say we're all set, let's see. Mrs. Frank is the one. She's plowing over here. So she'll have field 11. This has been fertilized and now plowed. So I'll be set for next year. We're compacting. We're done spreading the fertilizer here. I'm going to take care of that in between episodes here. So let's go ahead and find the big M. Here we go. Roll on out. It's on Y spreading, as we do know. Let's go ahead and turn that off. We don't need that on for this part. Now, hopefully when this comes out, it does show as I almost said light grass. Just wet, yeah, what's it actually called? Great, now my brain's having a brain fart. It's wet grass, dry grass. There we go. It's coming out as dry grass. So hopefully here by tomorrow, we actually have some hay. That'd be wonderful. Yeah, it's kind of I was kind of hoping when FS22 came out And we got to make hay in 22. I was kind of hoping kind of the same concept that Seasons does in 19, but no, Farming Simulator 22 is still kind of the old ways of cut the grass, ted it, it automatically turns to hay, and you're all set to go. But that's fine. But they changed a lot of other things in 22. I was kind of going in doing the kind of the same things we did in 19. And I found out quickly, like spreading lime. Yeah, you can't spread lime after you plant. Alright. Now we got to do rolling. The weeds are definitely done differently. Although they still do the weeds as either you got weeds or you got no weeds. It's like the field's like always 100% covered. Let me make sure we're down at 1 times the speed. Then once I get all the grass cut that we have, then I don't mind the time speed, but I want to get it cut as soon as possible, so I don't want the time speed going at 5 times, just because it'll take longer for it to dry, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. But if this grass does turn to hay, I don't want to see it smooth sailing into next season and feeding, 2,000 cattle. But we shouldn't have any issues. And now that I got that other TMR mixer down, I'll be happy when that really starts going. The only reason why I only put 60,000 liters of straw and hay in it currently is I want to see how much it makes with 60,000 liters of straw and hay. Now, that will hold 1 million liters, so should not be a problem getting enough TMR. I think currently the amount of cows we have require 8 million liters per season. Somewhere in there. Of course, I'm getting kind of curious. Right now it's 8.7 million liters for 1672. Looks like Mrs. Frank is done, so we'll go ahead and just turn that off. We have to stare at that for a while. There we go. Now jump right back into the Krone Big M. Engine is still running. Perfect. So fingers crossed at the beginning of the next episode, we'll be windrowing this up and making some hay bales. And then it'll all be stored in that shed right there, and we should be good to go. And then as it's like fast forward through the winter, maybe I'll show at the end of winter, at the beginning of spring, how many cows we currently have at that time. Like I said, I think my goal was 1750. And since we got less than 100 to go on that, and we're only in last day of summer, so I got a half year to get 100 cattle. Should not be an issue, like I said. We've been getting anywhere from 10 to 20 cows a night. It's kind of hit or miss. Some nights, like one night, I only got 6, and the next night I got like 20 something. I was like, okay, it is what it is. Now, it could be because the night I got 6, maybe some cows passed away from old age, but I'm not getting notification that they are, so that's why the numbers aren't increasing as much in those nights. But who knows? All I can say is, on 6-day seasons in 19, cows will live to be right around 10 years of age. So how many grass fields do I got now? I got this one here that we made early on. I got the one across the way. Got the small one. I don't know if I really even want to count that as a field. I think that's field number 12. It's like 2 passes with this and we're done. And we got that one there. And then of course we got the newish one that I was checking on the grass. It says it's ready for harvest, but the grass does not look as tall as it can be. But I'm going to go over there and cut it anyways because every little bit will help. And it's not going to matter because if I don't cut it and we go through winter, the grass is just going to go back down, and I won't, it's going to start over anyway, so I might as well go over and cut it. I know one thing, when you're driving this Big M around, you're cutting the grass, I'm kind of glad we got a closed cab because look at the dust flying around here. So I'll probably, like I said, in between episodes, I'm going to take care of those cornfields, fertilize it with cow manure, and then plow it. So they'll be set and ready to go next season when it's time to plant. I'll finish cutting up all the grass fields that we do have. We'll do this field here together, and that will be it for the episode. But after I get the grass cut, I am going to go over and see what the TMR mixer does. I'm probably going to have to top it off a little bit more. But I'm not going to feed the cows from the automatic, from the mixer we put down, unless I absolutely have to. I want to see if that automatic feeder can keep up, but I don't think it's going to. Every day at 6 a.m. when it is feeding them, the number that's in the feeder, it's in their feed trough, is just lower and lower and lower. It's just not keeping up with them at all. I can imagine if you were just playing this with no mods whatsoever, other than the cow barn, because the cow barn is a mod. If you were trying to feed 2,000 cattle, how much does that base game mixer actually hold? It's like only like 20,000. Is it that? First I gotta find it. There's animal transport. Animals. So the base game one holds only 16,000 liters. The modded one I have holds 60,000 liters. And when you're talking about the cows that we currently have, I think their feed trough now for 2 days of feeding can hold, I think, 500,000 liters at least. That's a lot of mixing. That's a lot of someone, you know, taking some bales, dumping it to the mixer, letting it mix, and then dumping it in there. That's hours upon hours of just feeding the cows alone. It's a long job, that's all I'm saying. So it will be rather interesting to see if this turns to hay or not. Like I said, today is a decent day now. The good part is the grass finally got down below 20%. We do have a plus sign. The wind is at a decent speed, I suppose. Although it's cloudy, so I wish the sun was out, because the sun would definitely help bake the grass a little bit more. But when I get done here, I am going to look at the forecast just to see, because like I said, it's not supposed to rain tomorrow, through tomorrow. But the day after, which would be the second day of fall, it is supposed to rain. So I'm going to kind of hope, fingers crossed, that the rain is not until like later in the day. So it kind of gives me like 2 full days for this grass to dry. Although, like I said, I don't remember, was it the first time we cut the grass or the second time? I think it was the first time we cut the grass. I'm going to say the first time. We cut the grass in like first day of fall, and it never turned at all. I don't remember what the weather conditions were. But all I can say is I just remember we had a year to where the grass never turned, and we didn't get no hay. But luckily, I think we just fed our cows. We only had like 20 cows at the time. We just fed them silage, and they were fine. They're okay. Like I said, if we get the hay, that is great. But if we don't, it's not it's not the end of us here. Dusty. And I don't think we're going to need to buy any more fields either. But I will say on the straw side, if I were to continue for many seasons with 2,000 cattle, I probably would have to expand the cereal crop fields just to get more straw. So, oddly enough, it seems like I'm using a lot more straw for bedding than I am for total mix rations. The bedding is just ridiculous. I could, I don't have to put the bedding down for the cows. But as we saw early on, with no bedding, I'm fine with getting liquid slurry for fertilizer, but their health went down to like 78%. So putting down straw for bedding increased their health by 20%. which I can only max out their health at 98%, and I'm not sure why that is. Because I mean, we got them water, bedding, and TMR, and yet their health maxes out at 98%. But then again, who's always ever feeling 100%, right? Do you ever feel 100% anymore? I don't know. Maybe in your younger days you do. A few more passes, and I'll be done with the first field, which I think is probably the biggest field as well. Now, before anyone says this, because I actually do have the mod, there's another mod that comes with the TMR mixer that I put down, and it's a grass dryer. So technically, I could pick up this dry grass and put it in there, and it'll actually turn it to hay. But we're gonna do it naturally and not do it that way at all. Hopefully, we're gonna do it the natural way. Fingers crossed, like I said. We'll have a quick look here at the forecast in just a moment, just to see what the forecast actually shows for 2 days from now, the second day of fall. I'm hoping next episode will be the first day of fall, and we're picking up this hay. And then also we'll keep an eye on our cows as well. And then after we pick up the hay, like I said, there's nothing else to do this season. Just skip on through and let the feeders do their thing for the cows. Make sure I clean them on out. And then not until like the second, the fourth day of winter, we'll sell the grain, which is kind of like, yeah, the grain's just there because we needed the straw. But in the beginning, it was kind of like we needed the money, but now the money is not really too much of an issue. Like every 4 days, the cows have produced like $1 million worth of milk. And I really don't need any more equipment. More fields, maybe. But overall, money-wise, we are finally more than set. After the first like 40 episodes, me doing contracts over and over and over again. Alright, so there is that field done. I'll jump on over to this field here, and I'll start working on this one next before I move on down to field 12, which will take me 30 seconds, and then field 31, then on over to field 24, is it? Let's see, so we got field 1, field 12, 31, it is field 24. I just want to jump over to here. I know we're only at one times the speed here, but how are we doing here? Oh, we already got 55,000 liters of TMR. The silage is... it's using about 14,000 liters of silage. It's using a lot of hay. It's already gone through like half the amount of hay. So, the one thing about this, it doesn't really show you the mixtures now, does it? This up here, I think, is just all for cosmetic views. I don't think it's actually telling us anything. But that is going through more hay than anything. 30,000 liters of hay compared to 15,000 liters of silage. And the mixture over here, what do I got the mixture at over here? Mixture over here is 45% silage and only 30% hay. So yeah, definitely hopefully that this really does what it's supposed to. I don't have to use much of this because hay is something we're not making a lot of. Well, fingers crossed. Let's go back in here. Hey, I think we got extra cows since we last came in here. Yeah, I do need to clean up the cows as well. Let's go to the forecast. So today is quote-unquote Thursday. Friday is looking good. And then Saturday it just shows rain. So I can't see what time on Saturday the rain comes. But it's an 80% chance. But if we look at today, the wind speed is like 4 meters per second. And tomorrow it's going to get up to like 7, well, in the 7s. So it's not good drying overnight, but it's not in the negative. But tomorrow is another plus sign. I would have thought, well, it's going to be cloudy, so maybe that's why. It's cloudy, but the wind's good, so I'll get a plus sign. All right, so fingers crossed. Yeah, we don't have an extreme amount of hay to get through what we're doing here, but like I said, worst comes to worst. Does it actually show us, where is that setting here? Well, I spent a little time trying to find out where it shows me the percentage that the cows prefer what over what, but Quickly looked, and I couldn't find it. And it's not that big of a deal, like I said, because if we run out, we run out. We'll just have to feed them silage and silage only. But we should have... I don't know. If we make hay, then it's not a problem. Like I said, it's not a problem. So, like I said, hopefully I'll see you the first day of fall. And hopefully we'll be windrowing up some grass. Or, sorry, windrowing up some hay. And baling it and storing it. And then all these ladies would be more than happy for another year for sure. And, yeah, I got to go on down here and see how we're getting along here as well. Kind of forgot we were compacting. We're at 70%, so they're not too far from being done. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Griffin, Indiana. But until then, have a good one.